There's a reason why most men never reach their full potential. It's not because they lack intelligence, ambition, or even confidence, it's because they refuse to embrace the one habit that separates average men from Sigma males. The habit that makes a man untouchable, unstoppable, and immune to the opinions of the world: radical self-reliance. Think about it. Most men live their lives waiting for a mentor to guide them, for a woman to complete them, for a job to validate them. They seek approval, permission, and direction from external sources, never realizing the power they crave has always been within them. The Sigma male, however, walks a different path. He doesn't wait to be chosen. He doesn't beg for opportunities. He doesn't rely on anyone else to give him purpose. He becomes the kind of man who doesn't need saving. This isn't some feel-good self-improvement advice, it's a brutal truth. The moment you stop depending on others to think for you, to make you feel whole, to tell you what to do, that's the moment you step into the Sigma mindset. But most men ignore this habit because it's hard. It demands total independence, not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, and socially. It means walking alone when necessary, facing discomfort without running, and mastering yourself in ways 99% of men never will. Are you ready to embrace this? Because once you do, there's no going back. Here's the brutal truth: most men aren't in control of their own lives. They think they are, but they're not. They're programmed by society, by family, by women, by the media. They've been fed the same script since birth. Be nice and people will like you. Work hard and you'll be rewarded. Follow the rules and life will be fair. Sound familiar? That's why most men stay stuck, weak, dependent, and frustrated. But a small percentage break out of the trap. They live life completely on their own terms. They don't need approval. They don't beg for attention. They don't follow the herd. They are Sigma males. And the one habit that transforms an average man into a Sigma? Radical self-reliance. It's not just about independence. It's not pretending you don't care. It's about being so self-sufficient that nothing and no one controls you. Most men won't do this because it's brutally hard. It forces you to strip away every weakness, excuse, and crutch. But for the few who do, everything changes. Number 1. Reprogramming your mind, the death of weakness. Control doesn't begin with money, status, or even physical strength, it begins with the mind. Until a man seizes control of his own thoughts, he's nothing more than a puppet. And this is where most men fail. They let emotions hijack their decisions. They let society dictate their goals. They let the validation of women, friends, and strangers online decide who they are. A Sigma male refuses to live that way. He dismantles the false programming installed since childhood, the script that tells him to be nice, follow the rules, and fit in. He questions every belief, every expectation, every so-called truth handed to him by parents, teachers, culture, and media. If it weakens him, he discards it. If it makes him dependent, he rejects it. While the average man is told to settle down early, Sigma males won't. When society demands he soften up and be more sensitive, he refuses. When women expect him to chase them, he walks away. He isn't cold for the sake of being cold, he is free because he chose to cut the strings others tried to attach to him. His mindset is forged like steel in fire, independent, unshakable, and untouchable. True self-reliance doesn't begin with money or power, it begins in the mind. Once a Sigma male conquers his own thoughts, he conquers his entire life. Number 2. Mastering your time. Time is the most precious resource a man will ever have. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose status and rebuild it. But once time is gone, it never returns. And most men waste it in the most pathetic ways, mindlessly scrolling through social media, binge-watching worthless content, obsessing over women who don't respect them, or complaining about life instead of taking action. This is why they stay stuck. They confuse being busy with being productive. They live reactive lives instead of intentional ones. Sigma males are different. They treat time like sacred currency. They cut out distractions and refuse to waste hours on meaningless pursuits. Every moment is invested into growth, mastery, and freedom. Instead of chasing women, they build themselves into men women can't ignore. Instead of consuming garbage content, they absorb knowledge that sharpens their mind. Instead of sitting idle and waiting, they take action, decisive, relentless action. They don't simply manage time, they own it. Every second is aligned with their purpose. Every hour is a step toward independence. And because of this, they advance while others stagnate. While most men wake up years later wondering where their life went, the Sigma male has already built a life on his terms. Mastering time isn't about productivity hacks, it's about discipline, focus, and a refusal to waste energy on things that don't matter. That's why Sigma males are always 10 steps ahead. Number 3. Emotion is weakness, control it or be controlled. Emotions are the chains that keep most men weak. They think they're free, but the truth is, they're enslaved by every impulse, every mood swing, every emotional trigger that crosses their path. A woman ignores them? Their self-worth collapses. Someone throws an insult? They explode like children. Life throws hardship at them? They crumble, drowning in self-pity. This is why the majority of men will never rise above mediocrity. They lack emotional control. Sigma males? They are wired differently. They treat emotions like fire, useful when mastered, destructive when uncontrolled. They never allow themselves to be ruled by temporary feelings. You disrespect them? They don't react, they simply erase you from their life. A woman tests them? They don't fold, they rise, proving they cannot be shaken. Life punches them in the gut? They don't cry about it, they hit back harder, sharper, stronger. This ruthless control makes them untouchable. When you master your emotions, no one can push your buttons. No woman can manipulate you. No insult can break you. No setback can stop you. Emotional control is more than strength, it's power. The Sigma male understands this. A man who controls himself cannot be controlled by anyone else. Number 4. Financial independence. Escape the system. Look around, most men are slaves. Not in chains, but in paychecks. Their bosses own them. Their bills own them. Their fear of losing security keeps them in line, obedient, docile. They take disrespect from managers they hate because they can't afford to walk away. They stay in jobs that drain their soul because they're terrified of risk. They cling to their tiny sense of comfort, never realizing it's actually a cage. Sigma males spit on that system. They refuse to live like cattle being herded. For them, money is not about flashy cars, status symbols, or impressing women. It's about freedom. Freedom to live life on their terms, to walk away from anything and anyone, no matter the cost. They build high-value skills that make them indispensable. They create multiple streams of income so no single failure can break them. They accumulate enough financial power to never be trapped again. Where most men sell their lives for scraps, Sigmas treat money as a weapon, a tool that ensures independence. They don't chase luxury, they chase autonomy. Because once you have true financial independence, no boss owns you, no system controls you, and no one can hold power over your life. That's why the Sigma male will sacrifice comfort today, to build unshakable freedom tomorrow. Number 5. Walking away from weakness. Most men are prisoners of attachment. They cling to what drains them because they fear being alone, because they fear starting over, because they fear letting go of what they already know, even when it's slowly destroying them. They stay with women who don't respect them, hoping she'll change. They maintain friendships that bleed their energy, afraid of confrontation. They hold on to toxic habits, drinking, scrolling, gossiping, because comfort feels safer than discipline. This is why most men never rise above mediocrity, their inability to cut ties with weakness. Sigma males? They operate on a different level. Their self-respect is stronger than their need for company. Their vision is more powerful than their fear of loneliness. They understand a brutal truth: anything that weakens you must be destroyed, or it will destroy you. That's why they cut without hesitation. If a woman plays games, she's gone. No long conversations. No drama. Just silence. If a friend proves fake, he's erased from the circle. No second chances. No wasted energy. If a situation drains them, they walk away without looking back. There are no tears, no regrets, no attachment to dead weight. Sigma males see weakness for what it is, a trap disguised as comfort. And this ruthless detachment is why they always rise. While others drown in toxic relationships, fake friendships, and destructive habits, the Sigma male climbs higher, lighter, freer. Every time he walks away from weakness, he sharpens his strength. Every time he lets go, he ascends. It's not cruelty. It's clarity. The Sigma male knows that life is too short to carry dead weight, too valuable to waste on weakness, and too sacred to live for anything less than strength, freedom, and truth. That's why they always rise above the crowd, because while most men are busy clinging, the Sigma male is already moving forward. Number 6. Solitude over fake company. Most men are terrified of being alone. They think silence means something is wrong. They rush to fill their lives with noise, distractions, shallow friendships, and women who bring more drama than peace. They fear solitude because it forces them to face the truth of their own emptiness. Sigma males, on the other hand, know the power of being alone. Solitude isn't loneliness, it's freedom. It's the space where a man reclaims his mind, strengthens his spirit, and builds his vision without interference. When the average man wastes his nights in bars with friends who secretly envy him, the Sigma is alone, sharpening his skills, planning his moves, and designing his future. When the crowd is busy gossiping, the sigma is reading, creating, training, or simply sitting in silence, growing more dangerous by the second. Here's the truth: most men trade their time for cheap company because they lack the strength to stand on their own. Sigma males refuse. They would rather walk alone in clarity than be surrounded in confusion. And that's why solitude makes them untouchable. In silence, they find their sharpest ideas. In isolation, they grow the strongest. While others waste energy trying to fit in, the sigma male is busy preparing to stand out. For him, solitude is not punishment, it's the foundation of power. Number 7. Respect over attention. Most men live as slaves to attention. They chase validation like addicts, needing likes, applause, approval, and constant recognition. They dress to impress others. They speak to gain approval. They live to be noticed. But here's the bitter truth: attention is worthless. It disappears the second someone shinier shows up. Sigma males reject that game entirely. They don't care for attention, they care for respect. And respect is only earned through discipline, consistency, and authenticity. The sigma doesn't beg for recognition, he commands it in silence. He doesn't brag about his money, his success, or his moves, he lets results speak louder than words. While other men parade their achievements to be admired, the sigma quietly builds, knowing that respect doesn't come from what you show off, it comes from what you embody. And here's the paradox: the very thing they refuse to chase ends up chasing them. When a man doesn't seek validation, people wonder why. When he doesn't need recognition, people recognize him anyway. When he doesn't ask for respect, others are forced to give it. Attention fades. Respect endures. And sigma males know the difference. That's why they will never sell themselves for applause. They would rather stand in silence with self-respect than dance for claps from a crowd that doesn't matter. For sigma males, respect isn't just a preference, it's the only currency that counts. Number 8. Discipline over desire. Most men are slaves to desire. They chase the next high, the next woman, the next distraction, anything that gives them temporary pleasure but leaves them weaker in the long run. They confuse indulgence with freedom, not realizing that every unchecked desire chains them tighter to weakness. Sigma males live by a different law: discipline comes before desire. They know that self-control is the highest form of power a man can achieve. Where the average man spends his nights scrolling, drinking, or chasing meaningless validation, the sigma is investing his energy into building himself. He doesn't let lust control his actions. He doesn't let cravings dictate his path. He doesn't let emotions pull him off course. For him, every choice is a weapon. Every action is deliberate. Every sacrifice is a step toward freedom. Discipline is what separates him from the crowd. While others waste years chasing pleasure, the sigma builds an unshakable foundation: financial strength, mental clarity, physical resilience, and spiritual depth. And ironically, the very pleasures others chase desperately end up chasing him, because he stands out as the man who doesn't need them. This is why women can't figure him out. He's not driven by lust. He's not desperate for their approval. He doesn't crumble when tempted. He resists what others can't, and that makes him magnetic, dangerous, and unforgettable. Sigma males know that unchecked desire is weakness, but discipline is freedom. And in that freedom, they become unstoppable. Final words: the sigma reality. Radical self-reliance isn't for everyone. In fact, it's for very few. Most men will never touch it, not because they lack the ability, but because they lack the will. They are too afraid of discomfort, too addicted to validation, too dependent on someone else's approval. They want life to hand them a map, a guide, and a guarantee. They want someone to tell them what steps to take, someone to reassure them when things get hard, someone to hold their hand when the weight of responsibility crushes down. They want the shortcut, the easy road, the illusion of strength without the pain of earning it. But sigma males live in a different reality. They don't wait for permission. They don't chase validation. They don't beg for a place in the world. And they sure as hell don't follow the herd. Instead, they build. They endure. They thrive. Where others crack under pressure, sigmas grow sharper. Where others crumble when alone, sigmas rise in silence. Where others cling to weakness, sigmas cut it loose. This is what sets them apart. They master their mindset, refusing to let society, women, or emotions write their identity. They master their time, guarding it like a treasure because they know wasted hours equal wasted life. They master their emotions, turning chaos into control, pain into power. They master their finances, because true freedom is impossible without independence. And most of all, they cut off every chain of weakness, no matter how familiar, no matter how painful. That is why they are different. The world doesn't understand sigma males, because they don't play society's game. They don't bend to the rules written by men who are already broken. They don't measure themselves against hollow standards. They walk their own path, even if it means walking it alone. And once you master radical self-reliance, you'll feel it too. You'll step outside of the game, outside of the illusions, and you'll never see life the same way again. You'll move with a quiet confidence that no one can explain but everyone can feel. People will sense it immediately. Some will respect it. Others will envy it. And many will fear it. But one thing is guaranteed, no one will be able to ignore it. This is why Sigma males are so rare. Because most men cling to excuses like life rafts. They cling to comfort like it will save them. They cling to the herd because the herd feels safe. But safe men are not strong men. And if you've made it this far, if these words cut deeper than most, you already know you're different. You already know the herd isn't for you. So here's the question that defines everything. Backhand index pointing right, will you do what 99% of men won't? Backhand index pointing right, will you break free from the cycle of dependence? Backhand index pointing right, will you become the kind of man who doesn't need saving, because he saved himself? The choice is yours. But understand this, once you step onto this path, there's no turning back. You won't want to. Because once you taste true freedom, once you feel what it means to be untouchable, unstoppable, and unchained, you'll realize something undeniable. Nothing is more powerful than a man who stands alone, and thrives. If you found this video thought-provoking and want to dive deeper into the world of Sigma males, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insights. Share your thoughts in the comments. Stay sharp. Stay Sigma.